First of all, just so I'll have it on the tape, could you say your name and your title?
Jeff Carr, attorney for Tiffany Lee in this case.
Okay, what happened in court today?
We made a motion to return property. The district attorney objected. The property we wanted is her car, and then mostly personal things after that. We didn't want everything. We just wanted the things that meant something to her, laptops with photographs and things like that. They're objecting, and one of the reasons they objected is that we had argued that they should be looking for a real suspect or prosecuting someone else. And the first thing I started off with was, yeah, we agree, and Ms. Lee authorized me to say if they're actively doing that, please keep it all, and we'll deal with this later. They came back with, oh, well, they're not really, I don't know what they're doing. But the problem is that I articulated in court, we found out after this trial that their star witness who implicated Ms. Lee never testified, but implicated her that got this whole thing going, was actually lying about who he is. He wasn't Olivier Adela, he's Mustafa Traore. We proved that up. We submitted stuff to the feds. The prosecution here wasn't particularly interested, so we gave it to the feds, and he was convicted in federal court earlier this year of passport fraud, serving a sentence on that. I believe he's on house arrest now. We have no ill will towards the guy, except that his ID was obviously an issue and he lied about it. And then the translated phone call that the U.S. attorney did that we had been unable to translate from all of his jail calls to his brother, in which he changed his story yet again in what he thought was the privacy of a personal conversation with his brother in another language, admitting that he was present when Mr. Green was actually dispatched. And that's something he had denied. All of his stories denied that. So we have great concern that the prosecution has actually let one of the people who was responsible for this, regardless of what anybody thinks about anything else, he was clearly more involved than he ever admitted, and he had a deal in a way that he can't be prosecuted. So there you go.
As far as what was returned to Ms. Lee today exactly?
We agreed on some things, some obvious memorabilia and laptop stuff. They're going to check to confirm what is hers, and they're going to let her have the rest of those back. The only real bone of contention will be a couple of hard drives and the car.
What is the stuff they're keeping?
What's that? I'm sorry.
What is the stuff they're keeping? I mean the G-Wagon, right?
The G-Wagon. An iPad with Minnie Mouse stuff. It was her kids. An Apple computer. An iPad with a pink case. A camcorder. A couple of Apple iPhones. Stuff like that, and other little personal items.
But a lot of that stuff is pretty valuable. I mean, the G-Wagon alone is...
Well, the G-Wagon is valuable, but this isn't...
Yeah.
Everybody knows by now the Lees are not without money, even though Tiffany doesn't have as much as everybody thinks she does. But, and that wasn't her concern. Her concern is foreclosure and to get her stuff back if possible. The car is the least of the concerns. The other stuff is more important.
And by the way, what is Tiffany's status now? Is she the reports that she was living in China? Is that correct? Or?
We're not at liberty to talk about that for security reasons, Mr. And not that I want to accuse Mr. Traore of anything nefarious in advance, but he is out and about, and he has reasons to be hostile. So yeah, I can't confirm that.
And there was some discussion during the civil case, as you know, that Tiffany Lee could be liable for kidnapping charges, federal kidnapping charges. Is that accurate, or?
It's possible. It's remotely possible. It's unlikely, particularly given the feds already stuck their feet in the water with Mr. Traore, and the evidence that he has is worthless. In fact, probably all lies. So I don't think the feds would be interested. But hey, I'm not the U.S. attorney. But yeah, it's technically possible, not probable. It's just like investigating for some other suspect. Particularly the ones that we brought up in court, the satellite of people that were around Mr. Traore on the day it happened and communicating with him in a very odd pattern. If they're really investigating those people, that would be great.
So that's the one case that's the one possible charge that they could possibly charge her with, because anything else would be double jeopardy.
Yeah, she's acquitted of homicide, so the only thing left is that. And even the legality of even doing that at this point, I don't want to comment on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's theoretically possible.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add?
Thank you for your attention during the trial, and you were a very straightforward and honest reporter, and we appreciated it, right?
Yes,
May?
we absolutely
Okay,
do.
thanks.
All right, Ed.
Thank you, Ed.
Can I get
So
a
now
shot
we're
of you
just
guys walking away?
We're just
Sure.
We're just wondering if you're going to be interested in writing a script for this movie.
Yeah, I want to. I want to, and I think I got to wait till the civil case.
Yes.
Find out what happens with that, and
We're going to be waiting a while. 'Cause
Yeah.
things
Yeah.
are on hold there. They're not doing anything civil pretty much.
yeah, and hopefully the judge will. I don't know if the judge is going to allow cameras in there for that.
Little different standard in the civil trial. You might get in there. Fine.
Yeah. The last one he zoomed, but he wouldn't allow it to be recorded. So, and I know Dateline, I think, is still doing stuff on this.
We haven't heard anything from
Oh, really?
him, so I don't know. With all the other things that have gone on in the world, May and I have been
know.
thinking the Lee issue sort of drifts off into the sunset as whatever.
All right. Oh shoot, let me.